Hey there friends, this is Marco Lopez with MindTune, and today I want to talk to you about how to keep your own sense of self-worth and confidence intact regardless of what's happening around you. So you've got a tremendously valuable asset that you want to keep intact, and that is your own sense of self-worth and self-esteem. And the problem is that we as human beings have a really bad habit of beating ourselves up when we do things that aren't perfect. I don't know if you have that habit, but I sure do. I've been working on it. I've been working on improving it. But as I look around and as I talk to clients and I see the way that people behave in the world, I know that's a tremendous problem that people have as human beings, that we have as human beings. So let me just give you an example that we can work with, and then let's talk a little bit about it. So I was just on a call with a group of people from different countries, and this was a Zoom call, and I was training them, and they paid me good money to train them, but there wasn't a whole lot of interaction from the people on the call. I was training them, I was trying to give them energy, but there wasn't a whole lot of interaction, and at the end of the call I felt like I did most of the talking, and I wondered if people were really engaged. And at the end of that call I thought, man, like I was tempted to think, what's wrong with me as a trainer? Why couldn't I get them involved? Why didn't they seem really excited at the end of that training? Now, I was attaching some of my value as a trainer to their reactions. And question, can I control their reactions? Can I control how they respond to the training content that I deliver or how I deliver? I can't, right? So all I have control over is where I'm coming from. If I'm coming from my essence, if I'm coming from my infinite or my value and self-worth. And if I come from that place, then I know I can be at my very best, and I don't need to evaluate myself based on other people's reactions. I can evaluate myself based on my own performance, based on how I feel that I did. And so after that call, I've been thinking about these principles for a while, and I'll tell you that in the past I would have done that. I would have gone down that track of thinking, what's wrong? Why? What did I do wrong, and what's wrong with me that I can't do this? And I would have been maybe even going down a deeper hole of beating up my own self-esteem and self-worth and sense of talent and goodness as a person, just based on their reactions. But that's what we don't want to do. So if you want to maintain your own sense of self-esteem and self-worth, I want you to really work on preserving your own self, your connection to yourself, and knowing who that is. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you based on my ideas, based on my philosophy, and I invite you to accept it for your own. I believe that I as a human being have infinite value and infinite worth, and that there's nothing in my outside world, or no outside circumstance, no outside action, something I did do, something I didn't do, that can diminish that self-esteem and that self-worth, or that infinite value. I'll tell you, the same is true with you. You, because you're a human being, you have infinite value and infinite self-worth. If you don't believe it, think of when you were a baby. Think of any little baby. Can you look at any little newborn baby and think that baby did not have infinite value and infinite self-worth? Are you really going to think that baby doesn't have value because they don't have money in the bank, or because they don't have a girlfriend, or because they don't have a degree, or because they don't have a big house, right? Any of these outside things, or because they're not a good artist, they can't sing. All those things are it's stories that we put on ourselves. But it's not, it is completely disconnected from or has nothing to do with your own value and your own self-worth. People begin to perform worse and begin to go down this negative path in their lives, going against their own personal potential, because they start to believe the stories. They start to believe that their worth and their value is attached to things that happen outside of them, to something that somebody says about them, or something that they did, or this mistake that they made, or this thing that that other person did to them, when that is absolutely not the case. The fact is that you have an essence, and the essence to you, in your essence, you are perfect. There's nothing you can do to break that down, or to make it less, or to make it more, no matter what you do. So if you will learn, and I want to encourage to really develop a relationship with yourself. I want to encourage you to love yourself and to really work on nurturing that sense of self-worth that you have. I want you to look for all the beautiful things in yourself, to love yourself, to give yourself a break when you mess up, and realize that that's just part of the journey. I'll tell you the people who grow the most in life. The people who grow are the people who behave kind of like little children in their growth. When a little kid falls down, he gets up, he doesn't think, oh, I'll never be able to do this. He just gets back up and keeps going. A little baby, right? A little 1-year-old, 2-year-old. They just get back up and they keep going. They just brush it off and they look at the goal and they keep going. And that's all we have to do. You know, when we mess up, when we do something, or we thought we could reach this goal and then we fail. All we have to do is just notice, hey, I could have done that differently. I could have done that better. Hey, let's look at that result. Let me look at it, but let me look at it without judgment. Yes, I could have done that better. Okay, next time I'm going to do this better. But what I'm not going to do is go down this negative hole of saying, like I used to do, which is saying, I did so bad at that. Oh, I'm so bad. And last time I did it too. And 2 weeks ago, I remember when I did it again. And this other person said that too. And yeah, I remember that letter I got a long time ago. That person was saying that I really disappointed them because of that. And oh, I'm a disappointment to everybody. And you just go down this negative hole. Stop it, right? Just stop doing that. You want to build yourself up. You want to look at yourself and realize, okay, I did that. But I actually want to rejoice in, I want to celebrate the discovery that I made and realize that this is great, this is excellent. This discovery means I can make an adjustment. I can move forward in the future and I can do things a little bit differently, and next time it's going to be better. And you just keep doing that every time you mess up. You just, okay, I can do that better. Okay, great. I'm going to try again and I'm going to make this adjustment and do it a little bit better. When you do that, that's how little kids grow, and that's how you can grow. You just make that adjustment, let go of the judgment. Let go of that story that says, I didn't make it, and therefore I'm a failure. I didn't do it this time, and therefore I'm not good enough. And therefore I'm a disappointment to my family. Therefore I'm blah, 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 whatever you want to say. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop it. Keep intact your infinite value, infinite self-worth, because I'll tell you that your results, the results that you gain in life, will depend on that picture that you hold of yourself, that image that you hold of yourself, that person that you see when you look in the mirror. You keep that person, you build that person up. You look for the good in that person. You give that person breaks when they mess up. And you just keep believing, continue seeing a human being in front of you in the mirror that has infinite value, infinite worth. And I guarantee you that you will discover that it's true. You will discover that as you see yourself as a person of perfect essence, perfect at essence, that essence that you realize will continue to find expression more and more and more. And then you will make that money. You will improve at the skill. You will reach those goals, but not because your sense of self-worth is defined by that, but because your essence is intact and you're continuously expanding it. That's what you want to do. Keep your essence intact so that you can continuously expand and continue realizing your full potential. I hope this has been helpful for you today, and that it helps you today to have a calmer and more confident mind and life. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.